Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. BMad Method, Episode 5 of 15. The fastest way to build the wrong system is to let an AI hallucinate your requirements based on a loose prompt. You need to restrict the AI to exact boundaries before any code gets written. Locking down the PRD is the process that builds those boundaries. People often confuse project planning with technical solutioning. They think planning involves picking a database or mapping out microservices. That is incorrect. Planning is entirely about business logic. It dictates zero technical execution. The planning phase focuses exclusively on the what and the why. The how belongs to an entirely different phase. In the BMad method, this happens in phase 2. The actor responsible is the product manager agent, John. John takes the vision from the PRFAQ and translates it into a rigid text file named PRD.md. This document serves as the absolute source of truth for the rest of the project. To do this, John breaks the requirements down into two strict categories. These are functional requirements, or FRs, and non-functional requirements, or NFRs. Functional requirements define exactly what the system must do. Non-functional requirements define the operational constraints of the system, like performance thresholds, compliance rules, or availability. Consider a concrete scenario. You are building a SaaS billing module. You feed your approved PRFAQ to the PM agent. John outputs functional requirements stating that the module must allow users to upgrade their subscription, and it must automatically downgrade users if a payment fails 3 times. Then, John outputs non-functional requirements stating that all payment status updates must reflect in the user dashboard within 2 seconds. Here's the key insight. Notice what is missing from those requirements. John does not mention Stripe, he does not mention PostgreSQL, and he does not design an API payload. If your PRD mentions a specific database technology, the process has failed. The PRD only locks down the business expectation. Once the PRD is locked, Phase 2 moves into the UX design workflow. This step takes the raw business logic and maps out the human interaction. If a functional requirement says a user needs to upgrade a subscription, the UX design workflow dictates the exact sequence of screens, buttons, and error messages the user will encounter. Just like the PRD, this UX workflow makes zero front-end framework choices. It doesn't care if you eventually use React or Vue, it only cares about the step-by-step user journey. By forcing the PM agent to generate a strict technology-agnostic PRD and UX flow, you create an anchor. Large language models naturally drift over time. Later in the project, your engineering agents will be forced to check their technical solutions against these exact FRs and NFRs. If a feature is not in the PRD, the agents will not build it. The PRD is not a casual suggestion document. It is a rigid boundary for your AI agents that completely isolates your core business needs from the eventual technical implementation. I would like to take a moment to thank you for listening. It helps us a lot. Have a great one.